Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Tato, back again with the recipes that make you wanna cook. On today's video, we are making an absolutely delicious butternut pudding. Stay tuned. Let's get started, guys, and as usual I will leave all the ingredients in the description box down below. Now for this recipe, you're gonna need about 1 1/4 cup of grated butternut, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 6 eggs, 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence, 1 cup of sugar, and 250 grams of margarine or butter. In this instance, I used Mama Bake, the Clover Mama Bake. You can also use wooden spoon, it also works very beautifully. Now in my bowl, I'm gonna cream together the 250 grams of margarine or butter and the sugar. Now here I just wanna soften up my butter because I forgot to put it out the fridge, so it was not that soft. So I'm just trying to soften it up with my electric beater. If you don't have an electric beater, just make sure to put out the butter or margarine outside for about an hour or two so that it's soft by the time you use a whisk. So you just want to fluff it up and make it soft, and then we're going to add the sugar and cream it together. Alright, guys, now we're going to proceed in adding the eggs one at a time. And I just want to let you know that in terms of the sugar and the butter, when creaming them together, there's a preference if you want a different texture. Now I didn't whip it a long time and it was not airy and fluffy because I wanted a kind of dense, kind of filling pudding. But if you want it very airy, very fluffy, you can whip the cream and the butter and the sugar a longer time until it's very fluffy and light and airy. So that depends on what you like or what you want. So if you want a dense pudding, just combine the sugar and the butter until just combined. But if you want a very light, airy and fluffy pudding, keep on whisking the butter and the sugar until it's a very pale, fluffy, light texture. And yeah, you can just kind of gauge what you're looking for, but I like a pudding that's very dense and very filling and a variation from a normal cake. Okay, guys, now I'm going to add my 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence. I'm gonna cream it together into the butter mixture, and then I'm gonna take my sieve and sieve together my flour and baking powder and combine it with the wet mixture. We're gonna add the butternut at a later stage, at the very end. Now, other variations that if you want to add more depth of flavor, into your pudding, you can go in and add some cinnamon. You can go and add some pecan nuts for that texture, so you can just explore. You can add some raisins in there, just to make it your own, or anything that you think that will work into the pudding. You can go on ahead and add it. Now here I'm just sieving the flour and the baking powder. And I'm just gonna proceed into folding in the flour into the eggs and butter mixture. Now you want to be careful, don't over mix, because you're still gonna add the butternut at the end, so that's more mixing. So you just want to mix it until it's well incorporated. Okay, now we're going to proceed to adding our butternut. Now with the butternut, I used just a cup and a quarter of this. I just grated it. So if you want more, you can add more. If you want less, you can add less. It's just if you want that pungent flavor in there. But with this one, every bite you could tell that there was something else in there, but it kind of just melted away into the pudding, so it wasn't too overbearing, if I could say so myself. Sometimes you get that you add too much and it becomes very how can I say, distracting or annoying to kind of bite into each and every string of that strip of that butternut. So to each their own. If you want more flavor of the butternut in there, go on ahead and add more. If you don't want it too much, go on ahead and add less. Another variation, you can add carrots instead of butternut, so it can be a carrot pudding, so yeah, it can be an apple pudding instead of carrots or butternut. You can add apples, some cinnamon, be good to go. Now here I'm just preparing my baking dish with some cooking spray or non-stick spray, and we're gonna lay it in there and pat it down nicely. Then we're gonna bake it in a hot oven of 200 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes. So after 45 minutes, that's when you open the oven and you want to check if it's done through to the core. Just insert a knife, a fork or teaspoon or cake tester, and if it comes out dry or clean, then it's ready. If not, just give it another 15 minutes and see. Alright, that's how it looks, and off to the oven it goes. Now we're gonna make a sauce for this. We don't want a dry pudding, so for our sauce we're gonna add about 125 grams of margarine or butter, 125 mils of milk, and 60 mils of sugar. Now this syrup, you're gonna pour it over the pudding whilst it's hot so it can soak it up. Now that will give it its moisture. It will be so moistury, if that's even a word. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, this is the part where we add the syrup. Now for the syrup, you just want to let it do its thing on the stove, really, like for 5 to 8 minutes, just boiling. So I could say start making the sauce at the last 10 minutes of the cooking process of the pudding, so that once the pudding gets out of the oven, the syrup is ready. And yeah, so you can see it's just soaking it up right there. You want to make sure that you pour it while the pudding is still hot, because otherwise it won't soak it up. So this is after everything has been soaked up and it's cool, it's completely cool, and I'm gonna cut into it. And baby, now you can serve this with some custard, you can serve this with some fresh whipped cream, and yeah, you can have it on its own because it's very, 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 the word is not coming, but very moist. It's not dry. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you tried the recipe. Please subscribe, like the video, and comment down below. I will see you on the next one.